The sixth game that you beat in 2019 is Samurai Shodown VII.
If you can beat a fighting game.
You beat the arcade mode or the story mode, whatever it is that you beat it. Are you happy with how SNK made this game?
I really like the game, but I also have to take in consideration the complaints that people have with the game. I've been a fan of SNK for the last 12 years of my life, and Yori Yagami is my favorite fighting game character. And Samurai Shodown 2 was the first Samurai Shodown game I ever played. This is probably my favorite Samurai Shodown game because of how accessible it is. It didn't take you long to learn a character because there was a lot of universal mechanics. I'm not saying that all the characters played the same, but they all had universal mechanics with special moves tacked onto them. The soundtrack for it, let me just say right off the bat, is fantastic. I love the soundtrack for Samurai Shodown. The character designs, I have no problems with it. I think it would have been cool if they had gone either one, sprite based, or two, if they were going to do 3D models, like make really good 3D models. I think the game does look better than King of Fighters 14, but the fact that it was made with the Unreal Engine, and so was Tekken 7. If they're going to make a 2D fighting game using 3D character models, they need to really stylize it. Kind of like Guilty Gear really stylizes their characters, you know? Their art style with King of Fighters 13 was phenomenal. And then they haven't been able to recreate that kind of flair. I think because you're spending so much time looking at the same backgrounds, at the same character models, I think it's super important that they look cool and they feel great. I think of an example of where the game feels a bit bland is if you go to the forest level. They could have had those animals in the background super animated. There's so much lack of personality. I really like Samurai Shodown. It's my favorite Samurai Shodown game. It's like it's a good fighting game. It's got a great setting. It's got great music. The menus are meh. I do not like how they do their character select. Instead of just filling up the whole screen with characters like a traditional fighting game, for some reason player 1 has their list of characters they can choose from, player 2 has their list of characters they can choose from, and because they can't fit all the DLC on there, you use L and R trigger buttons to cycle through your pages of characters, which that makes no sense. You're duplicating the same roster twice on the same screen.
They've never done that before.
They've never done that before. It was a very odd choice. Makes no sense. It's not practical. I also cannot stand navigating the menus in training mode. It's tedious.
So at this point, what would you give as a rating for this game in 2019?
I'd give it an 8. I really like it as a fighting game. I'd be more likely to recommend this fighting game to other people as opposed to like Under Night, because I think it's a great entry into fighting games because you don't have to memorize long combos. But it's lacking that magic, it's lacking that passion behind it that makes you think this is a fantastic game.